Greetings, everyone, and welcome to another first impression review from the Knights of the Turntable team on the Coalition.com. With me, I have Joe Hova.
Howdy ho!
And I am Profex, aka CSJR, your host. And we're going to do a first impression for MMG's Gunplay with his debut album, his long-awaited debut album, Living Legend.
We thought this album was never gonna come out. And you know what's funny? Gunplay dropped before Jeremiah.
And that is sad. And didn't Jeremiah get into some trouble?
Jeremiah has been all over the place. He may have gotten into some trouble, but like he was supposed to drop the album like this time last year, and it never came out. And then they just kind of like pushed it, to the side like nothing had happened and stuff. Same thing they were doing with Gunplay.
If rumor, well, not even rumor for the first one, but if rumor pans out, Jeremiah's also not going to have an album out before The Remnants of Detox and Jay Electronica's album.
Yeah, we'll see about that one.
Yeah, I was tossing your conspiracy theory all over Twitter the last couple of days. So
I know, I saw that. Check that out if you haven't checked it out. My Jay Electronica album, Conspiracy Theory, it's the very first thing I ever wrote for the Coalition.com.
Where it was a fantastic way to start, and I don't want people to get their hopes up. They need to read that. So let's go into Gunplay. What is your history with Gunplay? Because mine is significantly shorter than yours.
I used to think Gunplay sucked. Like, I hated Gunplay. And then Cartoons and Cereal dropped. And I was listening to it.
Okay, so your history is the exact same as mine, actually.
Yeah, like I didn't like Gunplay and then before I heard that, and then like after that I started checking for all of his stuff.
That's pretty much how it went for me. I just brushed him off before then, and then I heard Cartoons and Cereal late one night. Just link dropped out of nowhere, and I just gave it a listen. And it blew me away. I didn't think it was the same person, actually, when I listened to it. I thought it was somebody completely different. But yeah, I found out it was that Gunplay. And I haven't been listening for all of his stuff, but I was definitely looking forward to the debut album, which it went through some things to get here because he had to go through some things to get to this point.
He beat like a case and like a murder case and everything.
Yeah. That man did all the street activities that an album like this would require for promotion. But now we have it. We have Living Legends in our possession. And Joe, let's go with you first. How did you feel about the first parts of the album going into it?
So I played it at the gym. Like I know Gunplay is gonna get me hype. And I know that that's what his music does. Like you're not listening to Gunplay for intricate bars. If you think so, then you need to click off of this, first impression.
You're in the wrong spot.
And bitching in the comments.
Yes.
So you got to listen to Gunplay in a certain setting. Like if I'm driving to like somewhere and it's chill, I can't really do that. But if I'm at the gym, about to go to a party, I'm already drinking. Perfect setting for Gunplay's music. So I listened to it at the gym first, and I was like, the first song came on and it was Tell Him, and I was like, wow, like, that's a solid ass intro. Like he kind of spazzed all over it. Like the first I want to say like the first 4 or 5 songs, like he kind of spazzed all over them. From an energy standpoint, I guess. I didn't really care for White Bitch. I thought it was kind of cheesy.
That sounded like the song I would hear in the club. It's specifically for that purpose. It sounds like that. I'd hear it in the club, and all the white chicks would go absolutely nuts for it. And even the beat had kind of a club vibe to it, but I agree. I did not enjoy it very much.
Yeah.
But you know what? I'll save that. Go ahead.
The only real problem I had with it was the skits. The skits were like, it's just not Gunplay. Like it's just not.
I don't even remember there being skits.
In between, there wasn't. I mean, they're not technically skits. They're like the outros of songs where he was like counting up the money and shit right before White Bitch. and then
Oh, okay.
and
And
then
then
like
the weed smoking.
yeah, and he had that phone call with his mom between Dark Days and Leave the Game, and that was just kind of like you could tell that those were like super staged, and I was just
Gotcha.
kind of
I
like,
actually skipped the one after Dark Days because I was trying to
yeah.
finish listening to the project when I got started on this.
But yeah, that I mean that was really my only real issue with the project was that it was kind of I mean it was perfect. It's 11 songs. You can listen to it one full sitting at the gym or through a party or whatever. So
Had you heard any singles beforehand?
I heard "Be Like Me," which is freaking awesome in the album sequence. And I had heard "What's Happening" though, and
Got
"Blood on the Dope."
it. All right. I hadn't heard any. Well, I'd heard was happening though because I think we posted a video for
Hmm.
that on the site or something.
Hmm.
Yeah, but the rest of them I hadn't heard yet. Um, and even though I listened to that cartoons and serial, I still kind of kept my expectations neutral as far as Gunplay's music go
Hmm.
because I knew he wasn't gonna be able to deliver cartoons and serials like every single song, but he actually did pretty good throughout the whole project. I could say, like you said, the intro was really impressive. The production throughout the whole thing was dope. Now, I will say that from one, from Tell 'em all the way to. All right, so 1 through 7 are solid.
Hmm.
Nothing outstanding for me as far as it goes.
Hmm.
White Bitch fell off, hated it.
Yeah.
But Blood on the Dope, Dark Days, and Leave the Game were absolute fire. All three of those.
Like that's the thing.
If
Like
I
Gunplay can tell a story.
Yes, he can. He can tell it, and he can tell it well. And those three songs are probably going to be the only ones that I keep from this project in constant rotation.
Hmm.
But I can say on the first listen, it was a solid listen. Um, and White Bitch is the only song that I just could not tolerate. As far as MMG goes, and I'm gonna have to make this comparison. Compared to Meek Mill's album, I like this album more
I
because
definitely do.
there were no songs on Meek Mill's album that stood out to me. Not even the ones that were supposed to, like the Drake feature. Like
Hmm.
there weren't any that just like hit hard enough or were entertaining enough that I put it in constant rotation. But
I would say the Future one for me.
really,
Yeah.
but because that was a Future song featuring Meek Mill.
Yeah.
And I guess the closest that came to me was the Weekend track, but I
Hmm.
don't even remember it that much anymore now that I'm not listening to it. But Dark Days is probably my favorite song on there.
Yeah, I would say that either that or Be Like Me are probably
Be Like Me was
my
dope.
favorites.
It's just Dark Days and Leave the Game. I didn't expect those types of songs from Gunplay.
Yeah,
On
like
the
you
album.
look, like you just if you look at his resume, and that's the thing too, is that like when he puts out mixtapes, he has those hype crunk songs. Like he'll get you, crunk with Rollin' and shit like that. But then he also has songs like Bible on the Dash, and Bible on the Dash is one of his best songs ever, and it's from like 2012.
Okay. I'm gonna have to go back and listen to that for sure.
He always sprinkles in like 2 or 3 songs like that on like his mixtapes.
So would you say, like, as far as songs you didn't like, was White Bitch the only one?
Yeah, I think I can tolerate it. Like if I had to hear it, I can tolerate it. Like when I play the album through at the gym, I'll just be like, all right, whatever. But that's pretty much the only one that I didn't really care for.
Gotcha. Yeah, White Bitch, you can cut that smooth off. Without that one, I guess Chain Smoking would be the weakest link. Other than that,
Hmm.
but everything else, solid listeners. I could deal with them for sure.
And that's the other thing is that it's not too long. It's 11 tracks. It's right to the point, in and out, boom. It's not like overhyped, nothing like
Which
that.
is surprising considering how long it's taken for this
Hmm.
to come out. You would expect that he's been working on so much music that he would have put out like a 17-track project.
Hmm.
But you could tell that they went with the best stuff that they had.
Yep.
And the sequencing is solid
Hmm.
because it flows so well into those last three, except for like the skit, like you said.
Hmm.
But what would you say about recommending this one?
I would buy it. I'm when I get paid, I'm probably gonna buy it.
I would definitely recommend it. I don't know if I would buy it and add it to my collection. I'll just continue to spend it off my subscription services that I'm paying for. But if I were to just go out there and buy some singles just to support it individually, Blood on the Dope, Dark Days, and Leave the Game would get the money for sure.
Mm-hmm.
So I might just buy the project just to support for that reason, because I'm definitely not. That would put me at 2 projects for MMG to last like 3 years. So it would be that and Wale's album. I think it's worth putting it out there. But any last words?
I'm still shocked that this album came out. I'm still shocked that this album came out. Like, we were promised this album for so long, and it just kept getting pushed back and pushed back. And then, like, everybody on, like, LJ hit me up on Twitter. It's like, dude, did you see this? And it was like, it was like an
Yeah, I
every
saw
week
that
thing.
tweet.
Yeah, like every week somebody was hitting me up like, dude, did you see this? Like, this album's like really happening. Then when they released the track list, I was like, oh shit, this album really is happening.
Yep,
So,
it happened and it turned out good.
yeah.
Word. But last words for me is business as usual. Hit the eye annotation if you want to support. Thank you for watching. Hit us in the comments. We love the feedback. Let us know if you're going to listen to Gunplay, if you already have. Favorite tracks you don't like. If you don't listen to this type of music, you probably shouldn't be watching the video and probably shouldn't be jumping into the comics to talk about how much you don't listen to the music.
The canon.
Because I mean, yeah, respect other people's tastes and whatnot. But we will see y'all next time. It's been me and Joe Hova on another First Impression review. Peace out.